Do I have a witness in the house today that knows there is no perfect family? Some of us grew up with mean brothers who you feel God has placed in your life just to teach you patience. Some of you have children, and there were times when you said to yourself, if killing wasn't a sin, I would offer them up like Isaac. Some of you have parents who you think are very miserable and are still stuck in the 1960s. And you're wondering, why in the world did I have to be placed into this family? But it's because you didn't choose them. And because you have no choice, you've got to work with what you have. You've got to work with the various personalities, the moodiness, the laziness, the stubbornness. You've got to work with what you have, because in a real sense, every family has some form of dysfunction. All right, y'all don't want to be real in church. And I know many people don't like to hear that. That's why we try to paint the facade, especially when we come to church, that we are the perfect family. We could be arguing in the car all the way to Apple Creek Boulevard, but the moment that we get, do I have a witness in the house? But the moment that we hit the church parking lot, immediate transformation takes place, because we don't want the family name to be tainted. So we do all we can while we can to protect the family name. But I've lived long enough to understand that every family has their feud. Every family has their fight. But the good news today is that even though you have come from a family filled with dysfunctions, you can still function and be all whom God has desired you to be. And this brings us to the opening credits of our text. And if there was anybody who knew about this dysfunction and the family, it has got to be Joseph. The Bible says that Jacob was Joseph's father. And the very fact that Jacob is Joseph's daddy means that there is dysfunction already. Jacob, beloved, grew up in a home where deceit was the common caviar dished out every night. He grew up with a mother who claimed she loved him, but was really fueled by favoritism, which led to the robbery of her eldest son's birthright. Jacob grew up with a brother that was just bothered by his existence and sought to end his life like Malcolm X by any means necessary. These were the circumstances that surrounded Jacob's life. And you do know, beloved, that psychologists will tell you that your environment will affect your behavior. And so Jacob brought this to the table when he started his own family. The Bible says Jacob had 12 kids with 4 different baby mamas. And all the baby mamas had drama. Leah, she had self-esteem issues. That's why every time, go home and read it for yourself, that's why every time she gave him a child, she would say, "Oh Lord, I hope he loves me now." And she would keep on having children, the Bible tells us, hoping to be validated by Jacob's love. Rachel, on the other hand, was all about looking like a diva. All she cared about was the exterior. She got her hair done. She would always look meticulous. She would miss prayer meeting, but she would never miss a pedicure and a manicure appointment. And going to the gym, yes, she had to go to the gym on a regular basis because she had to keep that 18, 22, whatever it was. And so, but she soon realized, that while she was working out in the evenings, Jacob was at home working on a baby with her sister Leah. What happened to Jacob now is what sometimes happens to us when our abnormal becomes our normal. Should I say that again? Sometimes when we've sometimes when we've been in some situations that have been so abnormal, the abnormal becomes normal unto us. That's why some young men will not treat a woman how she deserves to be treated. He still cheats on her because when he was growing up, he saw his father with a whole lot of women. And to him, that's normal. That's why some young women, when they get into a relationship, will put up with a slap here and there. Because when she was growing up, she saw mama getting the same kinds of blows. So to her, it is normal. But that isn't normal, that's abnormal. And you're abnormal for accepting it. That's why you've got to be careful, people, especially my young people, with who you hook up with. Young ladies, just don't choose a man because he drives a nice car. You've got to choose a man who is driven by something. Don't go out with her, young man, just because she has a face like Megan Good, a body like Beyonce, and long hair like Michelle Obama. She has got to be virtuous. Because favor is deceitful and viewed beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. Jacob was dysfunctional, and now his 12 sons end up in the same mess. The Bible says that Jacob loved Joseph more than the rest of his sons. Now that's drama already, because you know that as a parent, you can't love one child over the next and show it. Mercy. Can I be real in church today? I know that we're born into sin, and we have the proclivity to sin, and sometimes you will love one child more than the other, especially if that child is well behaved, well respectable, but you cannot show it. You've got to be like my dad. My dad, I knew that he loved me more than the rest. I'm telling you, I knew he loved me more. See, I grew up with 2 brothers and a sister. See, I knew he loved me more than the rest, but he did not show it. You know, there were times when he would call me and say, man, meet me outside, and we would drive out privately to have patty and cocoa bread. I knew! Hello, somebody. But he showed it to me privately.